Hi everyone, this is Dali. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing an unboxing of my newly bought Canon R5. I've been using the Canon 5D Mark III and then the 5D Mark IV for the longest time, but the reason for me to change to this R5 was basically that my gimbal wouldn't take my Canon 5D Mark IV and it would just wobble and sometimes just fall to the side, which is obviously not the ideal situation. And full disclosure that this is just an unboxing video, but I'll be talking about my initial feelings and how I like the R5 and what I don't like about the R5. The R5 came in a very small compact box, which all the accessories, as you can see, are just laid out and they are not put in place as tightly as the other cameras that I've used to get. So this is a little bit surprising, but at the same time it's not a big deal because everything's well protected, so everything's fine. The R5 came with a new version of the battery. It's the same size as the ones before, so if you do have the old ones you can definitely use them, but the new battery will give you a much stronger power apparently, so that you can record at a higher frame per second when it comes to video and when it comes to still photos. Now, I love the design of the camera body of the R5. I did compare it to the EOS R that Canon previously released, I think a year prior. I didn't like that design that much. I know this is just, minor differences between the camera body and it doesn't really matter when it comes to the image quality, but it just feels nicer to me to have the design of the R5. Now, when you look through the viewfinder of the R5, a lot of people are having this kind of pet peeves when it comes to digital viewfinders, but I'm happy to report that the crystal clear and lag-free viewfinder on the R5 is so enjoyable just to look through. And there's a flappy screen that you can take advantage of for various situations. I found myself on multiple occasions when I would try to record a YouTube video myself, especially when I'm on low production at the moment. It's very difficult to determine whether I'm myself in the frame, and with the flappy screen it's definitely more helpful that way. Now, another big thing for me is the in-body IBIS, which is the image stabilization, which I think is so useful, especially in low light kind of situations, as well as if I want to record something just handheld. And here are some footage, and these footages are by no means artistic or for any particular purpose. They're just kind of first of all as a filler, and second of all just to give you an idea of how handheld worked with the Canon R5. So I haven't done a project yet with the Canon R5, but when I do, I'll make sure to make another video so you guys can see the real world use cases with the Canon R5. Now, the EF to RF adapter at the point of this video is still something that's very difficult to acquire. I managed to get one from Sammy's Camera in the US, so big shout out to my account manager at Sammy's. Because all my lenses at this point are all EF lenses, so if I couldn't get this one then it'll be a huge deal breaker for me, but luckily I got one. Now, I'm happy to report as well with my test usage of the adapter as well as the R5. You rarely see or you rarely feel any difference between using a native RF lens comparing to the EF lens, because the adapter just works so well in terms of focusing as well as, just making it a very seamless experience. I did get the one with the control ring, which is to give you a customizable wheel so that you can assign a particular function to it and adjust on the fly. Now, this control ring comes with all the new Canon RF lenses because I don't have the RF lenses, so this control ring to some extent helps me. I assign the ISO adjustment to this control ring, but to be honest, I have been using the camera on the 5D Mark IV without the control ring, and I'm using the wheel to change my ISO, so it's never been an issue for me, but this way I guess it just looks cooler, I guess, when I adjust it. When you adjust the ring, you actually feel some subtle clicks in the ring itself, which helps with when you want to adjust the function that has a very definite stop. For example, the ISO, or if you want to change the aperture, or if you want to change the shutter speed. But the general conclusion is, if you do have the Canon EF lenses and that's all you have, don't be put off by it. The adapter was manufactured by Taiwan, so if it matters to anyone. I do currently have a very small complaint about the R5, which I think will be updated with the future firmware updates. When I take my eyes off the viewfinder, the digital viewfinder, the screen will just immediately light up, and there's no way currently to adjust that, so I will always need to leave the screen on for at least a few seconds, and it drains the battery once you're on a day out to shoot for a long time. So I hope that gets adjusted, but then again, it's a small thing, and the battery life on the Canon R5 isn't particularly good. I think it can do probably like 700 shots or a little bit more in real life, so if they can fix that, then that will be extremely helpful, but that was my only thing. So I hope this very brief open box helps you a little, and if it does, please come back and see the real world using cases when I actually do a few fashion photography shots with these. And if you want to see my other projects with my other cameras, please do feel free to visit my channel. I do have my reviews and real world use cases, project reviews with the other cameras that I have. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.